cons for a few minutes. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up on how I'm doing. My mom's doing great. My littlest sister is taking care of her until tomorrow, and then we will be switching between my other two big sisters and me and my little sister in shifts, taking care of my mom. We don't really have to do much for her. My mom's really independent and strong, but she has a broken shoulder right now, and she needs 3 to 6 weeks of healing time, and then she's going to need some physical therapy. And really, mostly the help that she needs is she's not going to be able to drive because it was a right shoulder and she's right-handed. But besides that, when you're driving, I know everybody likes to be styling with one hand on the wheel. I even do it myself. But truthfully, if you read the handbook in driving, it says 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, both hands. That's to have perfect control of your vehicle, steering wise. Just a little heads up for everybody. Because not everybody pays attention to the rules. Actually, not paying attention to the rules is one of the reasons why I became as good as I am at what I do. Because certain styles will tell you, no judo in this dojo, only whatever the style is. No taekwondo in this dojo, only whatever the style is. And me, if I had a dojo, sorry about that, Woody. If I had a dojo, if somebody came to me with a new move, I would probably just look at the move and figure out whether it's cool or if I wanted to add it to my style. Other than that, I would probably just give them a compliment and say, that looks pretty cool. Where did you learn that? And then when they tell me where they learned it or from what style, I can study up on the same style and maybe improve what I'm still already doing. Because that's the biggest problem with everything nowadays is everybody wants to have an open mind or talks about an open mind, but they all have closed minds. Nobody's open to new ideas, changing things, making things interesting. To me, Master Bruce Lee was the master of that. He knew how to make it interesting. He knew how to make it different. And that's how he created Jeet Kune Do. He made it interesting and different. Not the same as everybody else's style. Unique. One of a kind. And that's what I strive for. I'm doing the same thing that martial artists have been doing for better than 2,000 years. They've been doing moves just like this, practicing. So everything that I'm doing is not really anything different. The only different part about me is I'm willing to mix it up, and instead of calling it just Jeet Kune Do, just Taekwondo, just Judo, just Wing Chun, just Aikido, just Pencak Silat, just Muay Thai, I call it Dragon Americana, and anything goes. And true, you do have to start with a foundation. You can't just, you know, not know anything and go up and say, okay, I'm going to develop this awesome martial arts style. And I have no martial arts experience at all. So I don't know where to start. Oh, let me just start with this movie here I'm watching. Oh, that's a cool movie. Let me try that. No, that's not going to work for you. You always have to start with a foundation. So that way you can start with the basics and learn the basics. You know, this means kata. The schools that I came from, they called it kumse because it was Korean taekwondo. Um, Katas, you're going to have to learn form, which basically form is just like the basic blocks, the basic kicks, the basic punches. For example, some basic kicks would be the front snap kick, the round kick, the side kick, maybe even the hook kick, even though the hook kick is not a simple kick, it's a difficult kick, especially when you get to be 55 years old because your hips do not do what they used to do. I'm getting it at this height now, but the main height that I want to get at is here, and this is my goal height. Okay. Right now, though, I've got the hook kick going roughly at this bar level. That's why I stepped too far back from Woody because I ended up kicking that, and I don't want to kick it. That time I actually went a little bit over it, and with the left leg, I still can't even do it. See, but basics. Same thing with basic blocks. Low block, outside block, middle block, high block. And then they start out, you know, basic punches, jab, cross, uppercut, and back fist. You know, and then they mix it up some more and mix it up some more. But that's how they move you through the basics. And once you learn a basic foundation to come from, then you can start adding in your own style, which won't be your own style. It'll be new moves that you learn from other styles. That's how I've done it. Another reason why the other night I was saying I haven't earned the name sensei or teacher or master or sifu, but I have taught people and they call me sensei, master, teacher, sifu, sensei, shidoshi even, which is kind of funny. But the whole point to that is where was it going with that? Oh, about people calling me sensei and stuff is when I teach them, what I do is basically I never charge for lessons. I never put up a big sign and said John's Dojo here, come here and practice or anything like that. I never did any advertising. I never try to fan in students. What happened is a few neighborhood tough young men around the neighborhood who liked to fight and just wanted to kick ass, basically, heard that I was good or heard that I knew something because, you know, all the neighbors could hear me practicing with my Wing Chun dummy and punching Bob and hitting my speed bag and all that other stuff. So they come up and, hey, you know, could you teach me sensei? I heard you're pretty good. And then I tell them basically, I'm not really a teacher or master, but I'll show you some things. Here's where we need to start. And then I make them put on the chest gear, the head gear, the gloves, and the foot gear. and we have a light sparring match. And I tell everybody when I spar them, these are my rules for sparring. Pretty much anything goes, but try not to hit here. No, that's kind of illegal. And obviously, when you score the point, back off because you've scored your point. Point area is here in the face. Other than that, I'm going to hit you just a little bit harder than you swing at me. So if you intend to knock me out, prepare to wake up on the ground. And ask any one of the people who claim to be my students, did I say that? And they'll say, hell yeah, you did. Because that's the way I play, okay? And I try to be gentle with everybody I spar with, to a point. It depends on how hard they're trying to hit me. And I don't really want to say they're trying to hurt me because we're sparring, so we're supposed to be scoring the points but not hurting each other. But trust me, kicks and punches, no matter where they land, they hurt. A lot of people sit there and think because you know the blocks, they think when I'm doing these blocks on this Wing Chun to me, this shit don't hurt. I'm not fucking bruising or toughening up this area of my arm or this area of my arm when I come along and do this or that, this or that. And I'm like, it's solid wood, bro. What do you think? That's why I love Jackie Chan movies, because he's the only actor I ever saw doing that. When he does a fight scene, the guy comes at him and he looks invincible. Blocks every single move the guy's throwing. And then they get to a point where they're backing off and they're just standing there facing each other. And then Jackie goes, oh, because that's what it really feels like. So don't let people play games with you that, oh, just because you know karate, you're immortal and you don't feel pain. You feel pain. The difference is you know how to channel your energy and do what you need to do in the ring and finish it. But also, the blocking is less damage than hitting the body or the head or the privates. So, yeah, learn to block. But yeah, I'll sit there and spar these guys light, and then I'll look at how they fight, and then I teach them moves based on the way they fight to improve their fight. But as far as a basic, okay, everybody's going to learn the front snap kick. Everybody's going to learn the round kick. Everybody's going to learn the side kick. That doesn't really come like that or in the order of that. I haven't figured out how to give these people a foundation because they already started out as fighters, overconfident, believing that they were the baddest shit that ever came along until they started sparring me and realized their game was flawed. And I'm not the baddest. I'm not the fastest. I'm not the strongest. But I won't deny I got some skills. Finally starting to warm up a little bit. Because now I'm throwing some moves. Yeah, last night I slept all night long in my sweatpants, my sweatshirt. I had a t-shirt and a hoodie on. and wrapped up in all my blankets, and I was still cold. That's ridiculous. You know how I normally sleep here before it started getting cold? All my blankets over on the side of the bed. I might have one on top of me and pillows, and I'm just in my undies. And I'm sweating my nuts off. So, yeah, big temperature difference. I feel like I'm being experimented on. How long do you think it's going to be before he gets pneumonia? Yeah. If I knew beating the shit out of the landlord would give me my heat and I wouldn't have to go to jail for it, I'd be on that shit. But nowadays, the only thing I can do is go, well, either start making plans to move out or start camping outside because it's warmer out there. Because all I can do is pay the rent and live with it. Unless I get like 1,000 people to petition with me, and that's not going to happen. Too many people are scared of people with power. Not realizing it's the weak people that make their true power. And that makes true power. That's okay though. I know God's plan. See, life is all about suffering. It's not about peaches and roses and pillows. It's about pain, suffering, and learning from it. That's real life. Anything else is just a fantasy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like those times when times are good, but life is mostly about bad times. And it's about how you deal with them and living for those good times in between. So, keep that in mind. I learned that being a diabetic at age 13. My little sister's had it since she was 2 years old. She's 5 years younger than me. So, we learned a lot about suffering through that. Plus, we grew up poor, not rich. Not even middle class. Which is what my father tried to fool us into thinking we were. But it was rather obvious when all my friends and families and their families were middle class and they had 2 cars in their driveway. They owned their own house and a 2-car garage, and we had an apartment, maybe a beat up car. Growing up. But my parents were the best. They taught me a lot about integrity in life. And my diabetes taught me to rest. Life is about suffering. Life is a roller coaster. Learn to do the ride. Take your time. Don't rush through it. Sooner or later, the end of the ride will come. And hopefully, in the long run, at the end, you'll be able to say it was always worth it. It's probably enough time. Oh shit, way more time. Too much time.